Blog Talk Radio. On another Tarot Today radio episode here on the Psychic Talk Network. This is your host, Dax Carlisle. I'm coming to you live from Tucson, Arizona, where it's raining cats and dogs, and we're loving it. And joining me, as always, live from Amarillo, Texas, is the other host of Tarot Today, as well as her monthly There's a Rock for That show, Crystal Reiki Master and Tarot Master, Mary Brown. Happy Psychic Saturday, Mary.
Happy Psychic Saturday, everybody. Hey, Dax.
Yay.
How are you doing? Raining cats and dogs.
Oh, yeah, and we're loving it, too, because it cooled down from, the 113-degree temperatures.
Wow.
It was just insane. Absolutely insane. Yes. Oh, how you been? Hot out there, huh?
It is hot, and it's supposed to be like another week of hotness.
Oh, wow.
We're having a heat wave, this crazy heat wave. I am like so over it.
Mhm. Well, see, we had that a few weeks back. I mean, summer started early, really early here in Tucson. And then we had weeks and weeks and weeks of super hot weather. Of course, we live in our air conditioning, but oh my gosh. And then the monsoon started early. Usually it's late July into August. Sometimes it doesn't even start till August. And, July hit and boom, here we are. And I mean, major thunderstorms. A couple nights ago, I thought that, the house was going to blow up and the power was going to get shut down and everything else because, the thunder and lightning, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning and you're laid in bed going, oh, my God, what is going on? It was insanely powerful. Oh, boy. So, yep, enjoying the rain. I'm on my second cup of coffee here. I don't know, when it rains, I want more coffee for some reason. It's coffee weather. When I lived in Seattle, we called it mocha weather. I'd have like 3-4 mochas a day in Seattle. Oh, wow. So we got a great show for you today. It is our last show of the month. We're actually taking next week off, which we'll tell you about in a little bit here, but 5 Saturdays this month, and the last Saturday of the month that we broadcast, we do our Psychic Spin segment. I'm excited about that.
Yes, me too.
Yeah.
I love the Psychic Spin.
Oh, we should do it more. I think we should. It popped in my head earlier today. It's like, you know what? Mary and I should have our own channel called Psychic News, where we just report the news like everybody else. But we report the news like everybody else is doing out there every day, except we're pulling cards on it as we go along. Which is basically what we do on Psychic Spin. Yeah. I mean, we started doing this a long time ago, and if you're new to the program, well, every last Saturday, usually the fourth Saturday of the month, we're doing Psychic Spin, and we're asking the big questions and questions about current events and what's on everybody's mind and what's in the news, and it's your opportunity to ask the big questions. Now, we always take your phone calls, and in fact, we're going to do that today. You can call in and get into the queue right now at 714-816-4628, and you're welcome to ask questions about your life and career and romance, relationships, the whole thing. But for the Psychic Spin, it's not your everyday, personal life questions. It's the big things that everybody wants to know. What about Santa and those elves? We actually did that in December.
We did.
Are there aliens? How does the law of attraction work? I mean, we ask the really big questions. Is there the divine? Why are we here?
Multiple universes. Robots taking over.
Oh, that's my favorite. Are robots taking over the world? And we did another one where it was AI, talking about artificial intelligence. Yep. So we got some interesting things for you today because, oh my gosh, fun stuff in the news. I mean, we've got billionaires in space. Pigs in space.
Pigs in
Billionaires in space. Yes. Oh my gosh.
Funny.
And also I saw in the news directed energy weapon attacks. Directed energy attack. Well, they don't really know if it's that or not, but that's what everybody's saying. Even, I mean, we're talking the regular news, like MSNBC, had this segment on directed energy going on. It's called the Havana syndrome because I think it first happened in Havana. And it's like the U.S. diplomats and the diplomatic workers in these foreign countries, they're coming down with these weird symptoms. And it couldn't be explained. I mean, they did all the tests and everything. There's no biological reason for this to be happening. No agents, no poisoning going on. They couldn't find bacteria in the buildings or anything like that, viruses, all that kind of thing. And then they, I don't know how they figured it out, but they got the idea that it could be sound waves, microwaves, some kind of directed energy type weapon or something being used. And it was first reported in Havana, but oh my God, it's all over the entire world. In fact, in that report I heard on MSNBC, Mary, they said that the only continent where U.S. diplomatic workers have not come down with symptoms is Antarctica.
Yeah, and really, I mean, let's not kid ourselves. They have not figured it out. They haven't.
No.
I mean, I read that report, and I'm like, you don't know, and okay, and you don't even have the scientists that could confirm the theories involved in this. So we're still at square zero. Square one, right? There's no square zero. Or is there?
Square one. But, that's the idea of Psychic Spin is, see, we could pull some cards on that. So, is it the North Koreans, the Chinese, the Russians? Is it directed energy weapons or something else? We can ask those questions. Is it what?
Aliens. I'm not saying it's aliens, but it's aliens.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but why would they only pick on the U.S. diplomats? What about everybody else? Anyway, and then we've got the billionaires in space. There's a lot of controversy over that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
billionaires,
so we're going to look
nothing
at that.
better to do than leave the planet.
I know. people are going nuts. You got all these, wacko congressmen. It's like, making a controversy over it and everything like that. It's like, oh my God, they're wasting all this money going to space. It's like, well, yeah, but nobody complained when Walt Disney built Disneyland and Disney World and spent hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars to create something that was basically just, frivolous fun, folks.
Fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to look into that stuff. And then, of course, we're going to take your phone calls, 714-816-4628. Get in early. Get in the queue. Grab your spot. Oh, remember to press 1, too. There's a bunch of people calling in that haven't pressed 1 on their dial pad. That's how we know you want to be live on air, because it puts you up in the caller queue in the order that you called in, and that's how we take the calls. So you want to call in, press 1, grab your spot, and then don't move. Because if you hang up and call back in, you're going to get put at the bottom of the list there. But if you just called in at 714-816-4628, press 1 on your dial pad so we know you want to be live on air with us. There's another way you can chat with us, too, which is on the show page for today's show. And you can get there by going to psychictalk.net/live. It'll take you right over to the page for today's show. Scroll down and you'll see a player, which you can listen to the show on. And under the player is our chat room. You can join us in the chat room. You can talk to other listeners, talk to us, ask a question. It's not just readings. We're open to questions about tarot and crystals and hypnosis and psychic development, all the things that Mary and I cover. You can call in and ask questions about that, and you can request a mini reading, everything in the chat room as well. psychictalk.net/chat, psychictalk.net/live. Both of them will take you there. If you're on the website, psychictalk.net, our main website for the show, you can just click live at the top of any page. That'll also take you over here. Scroll down, get into the chat room with us. Otherwise, give us a ring at 714-816-4628. Press 1 as soon as you get through. We'll be going to the calls shortly here. Mary, did you get a card of the day?
Yes, I did. And I posted it, as I do every day, on our Psychic Talk Radio Facebook group. If you haven't joined it yet, please join the group. Join the conversation. You can find it easily by going to Psychic Talk /Facebook. It'll take you right there. We have a page in the group. Like the page, join the group. And the card for today comes from a really cool little deck. It's called the Roots deck. It's an OM oracle deck based on the Irish or Celtic tree alphabet. And the card I drew for today is the apple card. If you're familiar with the OM, that's the carrot card. And it's kind of interesting because carrot doesn't really mean apple. It means rag, but it's tied to apple trees because way, way back in the day, that's what they used to do. They used to take these little rags and tie them to apple trees with prayers or charms to, for the easing of trouble. And as the rag rots away, so does your trouble go away. And the apple card, though, is really interesting. The message is persevere. And I think it really is a great card to get right now. And what happens when we see this card, look, it lets us know, right, that there may be some difficult times coming up. And make sure you have what you need to get through them, and you're going to get through them. And the apple is a great symbol of that. I mean, when you think of apple trees, they're just so fantastic. And apples have been a staple food in for humans, like forever, for centuries, for thousands of years, are packed with antioxidants, fiber, flavonoids, sugars. They store and last longer than most fruits do, and they can really help sustain you. And the thing that is interesting is there's so many legends and such respect for apples. That in Ireland particularly, the apple tree was known as one of the nobles of the wood, and you could get fined pretty heavily if you harmed one. But what the apple is telling us is hard times will come, and they'll test us, and we have to be prepared for that kind of trial. And we may bend like the apple tree under the strain. We may even break. Have our little branches break, but we're not going to die. We're going to survive it, and we're going to grow again. And I think that's a great thing to kind of keep in mind as, things get difficult, that we're going to make it through. We're going to persevere. So that's my card of the day. Did you do a spread of the day, or what's the numerology for today? That's something also that I'm wondering.
Yeah. Well, I've been doing the spread of the day instead of a card of the day. It's kind of my new thing that I've been trying out. It's kind of like a beta test here, because everybody does card of the day. and I was like, hey, what happens if you do spread of the day? I already combine numerology with my card of the day. And so I've been doing that for, quite a few weeks now. But today I was getting ready for the show and everything. I didn't really have time to do the whole spread and write the whole article and get it onto the Tarot Guild website. So I decided to just pull a card. And I probably will have time later this afternoon to write that up and get it onto the Tarot Guild website. You'll find my cards of the day, spreads of the day, numerology of the day posts under articles at thetarotguild.com. That's our website for the guild, our sister organization to the network, thetarotguild.com. Just go to articles. And I especially want you to actually read yesterday's spread of the day, because today's like a continuation of it. I got the Three of Pentacles. So yesterday, we were talking about fantasy illusion, too many irons in the fire, kind of blocking success. And we were talking about project, things along those lines. I'm going to let you read the article. I'm not going to go through this here. But we had the 8 vibration and the vibration from numerology going on. And the spread actually ended on the 3 of Wands. And so now that project we were talking about is beginning to manifest. Things are starting to gel now that we got the 3 of Pentacles, okay? Now the date today, the whole date, 7/24/2021, adds up to 18. 1 plus 8 is 9. So it's the end of a cycle. It's that ending energy. It's letting go of what no longer serves you. And then the day, the 24th, 2 plus 4 is 6. That's the nurturer energy of 6. And the thing is that the 3 of Pentacles, the 3 energy from the 3 of Pentacles, 3, then we have 6 and 9. Those 3 numbers are the 3 numbers from the creativity and communication subgroup of numbers out of, 1 through 9. They all break down into the mind numbers, 1, 5, 7. There's the business numbers, 2, 4, 8. And then there's the creativity numbers, 3, 6, and 9. So heightened creativity and communication today. You really can be very creative, and especially if you're working on a project like what was coming up in the spread of the day yesterday, which seems to be gelling today. But what I want to suggest is, don't be afraid to collaborate with other people on this. And the other thing is, don't be afraid to seek out advice from somebody more experienced in this area. I think if you do some collaboration, some collaboration like that, partnerships, it's going to really help you. So that is what's coming up today. 3 of Pentacles, got all of that creativity energy, make use of it. How's that, Mary?
Awesome.
There we go.
I'm all about it. I love creativity.
And you mentioned about our Psychic Talk group. Speaking of groups, I want to mention our Facebook group for the Guild. You know, if you're on Facebook, you can search The Tarot Guild. There's actually a page in a group. You can like the page and join the group. We just broke 6,500 members. We've surpassed 6,500. Woohoo! Another great milestone. I'm excited about that. We've hit it.
Yay!
Woo-hoo! Yay! Celebration time. I love when we hit these milestones. We gotta, do a little champagne here. There we go. Hey, I don't often get to play with my sound effects, folks. And but yeah, it's things have been going crazy lately on the Tarot Guild group. It's been growing by leaps and bounds, and a lot of great, interesting content, questions, people asking questions, people responding. And if you're into tarot or want to be, you're going to get a lot out of that. So go over and join the group. I have a URL that takes you right over there too. thetarotguild.com/Facebook will take you right over to the group. thetarotguild.com/Facebook. Otherwise, you can search The Tarot Guild on Facebook. Look for the group that there's other groups that have guild in the name, so be careful there. You want to find ours, and so look for the one that says, 6.5K or something. They write it on Facebook, 6,500 members. And, really excited about things taking off with the Tarot Guild and our website as well. You can come over and join the website. It's the new one is a couple years old. I mean, we had one for 10 years, and then the servers crashed. And when we had to rebuild the website on new servers, we said, hey, let's not just build another static, like a billboard on the web kind of website. Let's build a full-featured social networking website, like Facebook, like the big social media sites with all the features and the groups and the friending and private messaging and all that kind of thing. So that's what we did. And you can go over and join it for free and take advantage of all of those features at thetarotguild.com. In fact, you can type in your browser signup.thetarotguild.com. That's signup.thetarotguild.com. You can sign up also by clicking sign up at the top of any page, whether you're on your phone or on your computer or your pad. And you can actually join with your LinkedIn, your Google account, your Twitter account, your Facebook account. Of course, you could do it the old-fashioned way, put in your email address and a password, but it's really great when you use Facebook or Twitter. It brings over your profile pic, Mary, onto the site and everything.
Awesome.
Yeah, so come over and join. It's free. And you can go check it out and hunt around on there, and also the group as well. Awesome sauce. So let's see here. 714-816-4628. Give us a ring here. And what about those billionaires in space? What do you think of the controversy? I think it's ridiculous myself.
I don't know. I mean, it's like, I have to say, it's so, at this point, it's so difficult for me to manufacture things, right? I feel like my outrage factory is closed.
Me too.
Because it's just, It's just like I'm not going to get all worked up about it, but I understand it. I mean, it just seems like kind of it's it's kind of a thing where it's hard to see what the benefit is of something when it first happens, right? And I think it's easy to look at that and say like, oh my gosh, all this inequality in the world, all this income inequality in the world. Billionaires are like just flying up into space just for fun, and meanwhile, and blowing billions to do it. And meanwhile, people are starving, or they can't pay their rent or whatever, So I get the outrage. I just do think that I think they're, that's the thing I wonder about the billionaires in space. Like, is there going to be a real benefit from it that, we're going to see down the line? Is this going to be like a breakthrough moment? Is this going to be something that becomes more affordable? That the average Joe can, pay what they would pay for a plane ticket to go up to the, the edge of space.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And that's why we could pull cards and see.
Yeah.
Let's pull some cards and see, what should be the question? Is it going to be beneficial?
Yeah. Is it going to be beneficial to more people than just billionaires and millionaires? Right.
And by the way, one of the TV networks had Neil deGrasse Tyson, the American astrophysicist on. And he was brilliant. Of course, he always is. He is brilliant. But he was brilliant on this topic because he said, do you guys realize that the exact same thing happened in 1969 when we were landing on the moon? They were writing songs about it. And they actually play. Well, it was actually one of the major ones was a spoken word format song. Back then they did that kind of thing. Where it kind of hard to explain, but they actually showed a clip of the original creator of this, performing it, and talking about, Whitey's on the moon and, here I am, can't pay the bills or what, it just went on for like, 3 minutes of that, basically kind of thing. But look what happened.
Yeah.
Now, we're decades later, we can now see all the benefits of the space program, going to the moon, the technology that was developed, the computers and microwaves and everything that trickled down, the things that trickled down and enhanced everyday life, we can see that. So they were protesting it, saying that it was a waste of money in 69, and it wasn't. It was not a waste of money. It was actually a huge boon to everything. Actually, I just pulled the interesting. We were talking about the numerology, and the 3, 6, and the 9, and I got the 6 of Wands. Hard work, victory. The success card, as it were, and also this, quasi new space race that they're almost calling it a space race. It's the Billionaires space race, right? Billionaires in space. Yeah. Well, this is the thing: is that there's already benefit that people have already forgotten. SpaceX. Do you know before SpaceX? SpaceX is already taking cargo as well as people up to the space station and into space, as well as satellites and everything like that, folks. It's not reported every day, but it's happening. Do you realize that even with NASA, we shut down the space shuttle program years and years ago. We have not had a way for American astronauts to get into space for a long, long time. They have to ride on Russian
hitch a ride with
rockets
the Russians. Yeah.
to get up
How
there.
about that?
Yeah, exactly. Well, now, because of private commercial space flight, NASA can now fly up from here in the United States to the space station. You know, they don't have to go with the Russians anymore, you know, and they can get to space. We're already seeing the benefits, you know, without even getting to, you know, what do you call it? Oh God, my mind is blank here. What you were saying about not the commercialization of space, but the space tourism. You know.
Yeah.
The cost is, and it's, you know, now that it's the billions have been spent, and all these projects, you know, whether it's Sir Richard Branson's or SpaceX or Bezos, you know, there are three different private commercial space systems now. The billions have already been spent. These flights to space are actually only in the millions now, the hundreds of millions. The price is going to keep coming down until it's like a ticket to Disneyland, you know, or at least a high-end vacation in the Galapagos or in Bermuda or something. I can't think of anything off the top of my head here as an analogy, but you know what I'm talking about. You know, people already spend, you know, $5,000-$10,000 on a vacation. Heck, they do that on their wedding. They spend tens of thousands of dollars on a frickin' wedding. Should all the people going to Disneyland stop going there and instead give the money to, I don't know, the guy that can't pay for his Netflix account or something? I mean, see, I don't. The disconnect for me, you know, it's like it does not make sense. You know, without this happening privately, we're not going to make any progress. The thing that fueled the government, you know, the NASA version of space travel was the space race against the Soviets. Well, you know, the Soviet Union collapsed, and there is not, except for the Chinese, the Chinese are doing it, but you know, most of the countries, it's fizzled out as far as government level space exploration and everything. And so we need this. Otherwise, we're just going to be stuck on the little blue ball forever, you know. Go ahead, Mary.
So what other cards? I was just going to ask, what other cards did you get? You got the Six of Wands?
Well, actually, I'm going to draw more now because I only got the Six of Wands so far. What are you getting?
I got the Six of Cups. So because I was just curious, I'm like, wow, I got a 6 card too. But the funny thing is, the first card that came up was the King of Pentacles. Which is
I got
perfect.
the Queen of Pentacles.
Right, and we're talking about billionaires here. You know, and it's kind of interesting. So, you know, with the cards that I got on this, I do think that there is going to be a benefit. I think it's going to take a little while for that to happen. I did get the Seven of Pentacles as well. So, you know, to me, that's a card of expectations often. And with the Six of Cups, what that reminded me of is like, you know, because I was looking at this card and I'm listening to what you're saying, and I was thinking of like just how nostalgic so many people have been about, you know, that space race and those days when, you know, we're going to go to the moon and do this, that, and the other, you know, like Kennedy said. So I think that this is, you know, it's a really positive thing for us emotionally for this to happen, and I think that's something nobody's talking about. is like right off the bat, there's a benefit. There's something we're excited about, something that we can, that sparks our imagination. And I am with the Knight of Swords, so there's going to be more to come, kind of like with what you're saying with this.
I got the Knight of Swords as well.
Wow. See, so I do think it's going to be beneficial. And again, it's like it's so hard to, it's very hard to recognize progress when it is happening. It's only through hindsight that we actually see it.
Right. I mean, pulling more cards, I've got the Page of Wands next to the Queen of Coins. So, there you go with that. That's the nurturer, nurturing energy that Queen of Pentacles. I always call it the mom card, and you're right about, even though it's not a cups card, you're right about the feelings here, and the exploration. It's natural for humans to want to explore, and we've gone as far as we can go, really, here on the planet. There's areas, deep down in the ocean and things like that, but we need that sense of adventure. That's why people do these crazy stunts. Like the guy that went up in the stratospheric balloon and jumped out, and did a free fall from space to Earth. Why would someone do that? Because that's in our nature. We are the Page of Wands. Hinted in the Page of Wands card is foreign travel. You can't get further foreign than into outer space. And I got, and in addition, I got the Knight of Wands and the Five of Wands. And the Five of Wands, it's kind of convoluted looking at it with, the Waite Smith version of the card. Some people see a struggle, a fight going on. Other people see, 5 people trying to figure out how to put up the stakes to put up a tent. They're building something together. So, but either way you look at it, you have to have some form of competition to spur things on. Outwardly, everybody's all smiling and everything like that, and Elon Musk, had bought a ticket on Branson's flights to space, like a long time ago. When he didn't even have the money, you bought it was like 5 years ago or something like that. And they look, and they, but behind the scenes, they're still thinking, how can I make mine better? How can I make mine better? And you have to have that competition for innovation. You see, and so that's what that Five of Wands is talking about.
And I think all that Wands energy too, passion. I mean, I've interviewed Richard Branson, like back when, he was just like launching the company to be able to do this. And, he promised me, once he gets up there and starts the space tourism and builds a restaurant at the end of the universe, he said, I'm invited to dinner. So whenever that happens, that'll be great. I don't think that'll happen.
Right.
But what he's so passionate. He's, and I think Bezos is too. I think Elon Musk is as well. I think they're all they're very passionate about this because it's like that adventure you're talking about, but also what's the next thing? What's the next frontier? And it definitely is space.
Right. And going back to the benefits things, we're already seeing the benefits. And right after Branson went to space, he started a contest where you can put in your entry to win one of these flights to space. And you can purchase entries. You can purchase tickets. And the money is going to charity.
Yeah. I love Richard Branson.
So there's already
wonderful.
Yeah, people don't realize, they're complaining about these billionaires going up into space, and hey, there's all these things that are connected to beyond something like that, which is, that blew my mind when I saw that the other day. It's like you could buy 5 tickets, you can buy 10 tickets, you can buy 20 tickets. All the proceeds go to charity, and he's giving away a free flight, on this now that he's done it. And they didn't crash. I was waiting for the crashes. I'm just telling you right now. But they crashed.
My fingers.
Well, if you look at the NASA space race, I mean, we had a lot of accidents and a lot of things blew up and a lot of people died.
So tragic. Yeah.
Notice with the private, commercial space programs, we haven't had it. Oh, yeah, there's been explosions and things, but not manned explosions. We didn't lose people. No people have been lost yet.
I think there was one person that was, we lost one person, I think, on
I didn't hear about that.
First test. Yeah.
I didn't hear about that. I'm sorry. I apologize, but I gotta put this out there. Besides all the things besides all the things that we are not aware of yet that are going to be benefits from this, beyond the tourism, the everyday person eventually will be able to do this. Beyond things that they're already doing, like getting the cargo into space, getting the satellites into space, getting American astronauts into space, not from Russia. Beyond that, beyond the free giveaway and the money going to charity that Branson's doing, beyond all of that, you know what everybody forgets? These 3 space private commercial space programs, these 3 programs, they are employing thousands and thousands of people, folks.
Yeah.
There's already an enormous benefit to this, and it's only going to get bigger.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, enough on that, because we're burning the time away here. We got to take some calls, and also I wanted to look at that directed energy thing, if we have time to get to it here. Mary, what's coming up on the network this week? We're already past the bottom hour break, so.
Yeah, so this week on the Psychic Talk Radio Network, we got some good stuff coming up. Our next show is going to be tomorrow. It's Sunday, July 5th, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. It's the Magic Universe Show with your host, Sharona Rapsick, and she's going to be having a special guest, me. I'm the special guest. I'm so excited. We're going to be talking about raising our vibrations with crystals and taking calls and doing free tarot mini readings, and that's going to be a lot of fun, so don't miss that one. And then after that, our next show is going to be on Monday. It's the Wisdom of the Soul Show with your host, Janice Fuchs. That's at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. And then Friday, it's Spiritual Guidance Radio with Angelic Channel and energy healer Catherine Hahn, and she's going to be giving free on-air guidance. And then you and I are taking a break next week, as you mentioned at the top of the show, but we'll be back with the Tarot Today radio show on August 14th, and I will be back on August 7th with There's a Rock for that. And those are the shows coming up on the Psychic Talk Radio Network. You guys can find that easily, that list of our upcoming shows, and keep up with the network by going to psychictalk.net/upcoming. Back to you, Dax.
I actually have it listed all the way out to August 30th, so basically till September, all the shows. So you can go check them out there. We got some fascinating stuff coming up. Love it, love it, love it. I'm glad we're taking a little break to get some other things done. It's been getting really busy at the Tarot Guild, folks enrolling in the course, joining the professional membership, getting certified, because we have that big summer sale going on. So a lot of people are taking advantage of that. And I need to take a Saturday off, just to work on all this stuff and get caught up. Been busy certifying people. If you're a professional reader, this is the time when you want to join the guild and get your certification. The certification, the CTR level, is included in a package with your membership for 33% off. I think it's $67 during the summer sale. You can just go to summer.thetarotguild.com, or if you're on the tarotguild.com website, right there on the main page, you're going to see the banner for the summer sale there. And if you're new to tarot and you're not ready to get certified yet because you want to learn tarot, well, hey, you can enroll in the Tarot by the Numbers course, and it's on sale as well, like 33% off. I think it's $67 too, as well. There's even a package on there that includes the course, the membership, and your certification. You can buy all three and save a whopping amount of money there. So go check that out on thetarotguild.com. And don't forget, you can also join the website for free. Click sign up at the top of any page, or go to signup.thetarotguild.com. Oh, wow. There was something I was going to say. I'm looking forward to your show tomorrow.
Me too. I think that's going to be fun. Hanging out with Sharona.
There's a Rock for That episode on August 7th. Do you know who your crystal guest is yet? What you're talking about?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Okay. TDA. It's going to be a surprise.
Okay. Well, yeah, let me know so I can get the banner made up for the show and everything.
Absolutely.
That would be nice.
It would be nice to know, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll let you know as soon as the crystals let me know. I will ask them.
All right. Well, before we do anything else, let's take a phone call here. It looks like area code 914 has been waiting the longest. Area code 914. Caller, are you there? 914?
Hello.
What's your name, hon? Where are you calling in from?
I'm sorry. My name is Catherine. I'm from New York. How are you?
I'm having a little trouble hearing you. It's kind of breaking up a bit, Catherine. I think you said Catherine. Can you get a little closer to your mic?
Is that
that's better.
Can you?
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds better.
Sorry about that.
And you're where? New York, I think you said?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, great.
Yeah, fascinating topic. Thank you for doing that space exploration. I think everybody has a lot of ideas on it, and that's great that you were clearing it up like that. So thank you for that, too.
Oh, yeah. It is fascinating, right? It's like, who would have ever thought it would happen?
Yeah.
So what did you want to? Did you want to get a free mini reading, or?
Yes, please. If you don't mind, I have a work endeavor happening with two different people, and I'm just wondering if they're trustworthy, if I should work with them, just anything around that.
Is it either or both? Is it either or both? Because I have to know whether to draw cards for each person, or if you're talking about you're going to be hiring these two people and just look at the overall.
Oh, no, it's one project is with one person and one project is with the other.
Okay, so how are we going to identify this? You just want to go with
their names or initial?
Or just in your mind, if you say, project 1, project 2, something like that might work as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So that way I can pull cards on each one.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Okay. Project 1 is with. Yes, would work. Yeah. Project 1 is with Neil. Project 2 is with Joseph.
Neil and Joseph.
Okay, so give me just a second here while we're pulling cards for both, and then I'm doing supporting cards and blah, 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 blah.
Thank you.
Let's see what's going on here.
Oh.
Well, I mean, the initial thing, just right off the bat, I get the 10 of Wands for the first project and the 2 of Wands for the second project. The 2 of Wands looks like a natural partnership, whereas the 10 of Wands, that's the overburdened card in tarot. It's like there's going to be, too much work here with this. Now, all is not lost because the star card, does show up for project 1. So there is hope, okay? And the Knight of Wands, it's definitely going to be fitting in with, following your passions more. But, that all that said, I think project 2 looks more, sunny, rosy, because we've got the Empress card showing up. We've got the 2 of Wands, which I feel, anytime there's that two's relationships and partnerships and that kind of energy. So it's looking much, much better, the second one. So that's what I'm showing here. Let's see if Mary has any additional insight. What do you think, Mary?
Thank you so much.
Right. So when I look at project 1, I feel like there's some difficulty with this. I'm seeing like maybe a little bit of delay around it. Maybe there's a sense of things, like it's difficult to get going. But then, once it does, I think that that person will be okay, for you to be working with. And then for the project 2, is it Joseph, right? Is project 2? Let's take a look at Joseph. Joseph, 2 Lords, 4 of Wands in the end, the Wheel of Fortune. Look, I think that's what, I can't remember what Dax said, so I don't know if I'm adding to it or confusing things, but project 2 looks like this is more, it's just easier. It's a little bit easier to, get off the ground. It's a little bit easier to complete as well. And so, I'm not seeing anything terrible around either one of these projects. I just think the second one is just going to flow easier. And they both look like they're going to be okay to work with.
Oh, thank God. And you're so right. Yeah, it has been a lot of delays so far with project 1 to the point where that's why I was starting to doubt, oh my goodness. Yeah. So,
okay.
that really true. Yeah.
Then you're already kind of in that energy of experiencing the delay. So then, it's good to see that, that ends up, going better after we get through, that. It's like the tough times already happened or happening, rather than lying ahead.
Okay. Well, thank you. Wow.
Thanks so much for calling.
Thank you both.
Thanks
so
for
much.
the call.
Thank you.
Yeah, have a great weekend.
You too. Thanks.
Bye, Catherine.
Bye.
And that opens a line, 714-816-4628. Let's pull some cards real quick on the directed energy thing.
The Havana syndrome.
The Havana
What the heck
syndrome. Is it directed energy? So I'm pulling a yes now. I'm going to see what this says here. It looks like this is interesting. Page of Wands, which the pyramids are in the background, like it is with the Knight of Wands. Indicating foreign travel and things overseas and stuff like that, which fits in perfectly with how this is the Havana syndrome. Well, I don't know if it's only our diplomatic workers in
DC.
Is it happening
as well.
inside the U.S. too?
Yeah, inside the U.S. Also, it's affected Canadians too.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah,
Canadians.
but this is fitting. Got the Death card. Oh my God! And the Four of Swords, recuperation, hospital, healing, recharging. I'm not getting a strong. It's leaning yes, but I'm not getting a strong yes that it's directed energy, as opposed to being something completely different. What are you getting on that?
I'm going to go way, way out on a limb. I'm going to make a huge prediction that, we won't be able to ever verify unless they figure it out, right? But I'm going to say, because I just asked, what is it? What is this?
Oh, okay.
What's going on? I think it has to do with communication and connectivity. And to discover is that, I'm not seeing it as being directed energy, okay? But I see it as being connected energy, okay? So, they need to look further. I also get the Page of Pentacles. It's like more investigation is needed. Obviously, now they're starting to conduct all these investigations. I think that they are going to figure it out. And I do think that they're going to find that it's connected to communications devices rather than weaponry, right? That this may actually be being in the vicinity of, look, it could be like, how do I say this? Okay, so there are communication devices, right, or they're not properly shielded. And I think people have talked about this with cell phone towers, but sometimes a lot of that is hysteria, that isn't necessarily provable, like EMF, radiation, that kind of stuff. But from my own experiences, I could tell you that there is such a thing, and it's not the official word, but what we used to call RF burn, radio frequency burn, that you can get from certain communications equipment if you are in the wrong place at the wrong time. And I feel like it's not an offensive weapon. I feel like this could be more defensive, okay? Because, like jamming radio signals, people even use sound as a defensive weapon to prevent surveillance, okay? Like bouncing sound off a glass so you don't hear what the people inside the building are talking about. There's a lot of stuff that's been around for years. It's been used in, military, governmental entities, that kind of stuff. I don't think that this is an intentional attack. I think this is being in close proximity to communications equipment That's my prediction. Like there's a certain types or techniques of communications are being used, maybe even in a defensive way to prevent surveillance that is causing this to happen. And also, Seven of Cups comes up like this is actually maybe it's not just one syndrome. Maybe this is like different people experiencing different things and them trying to lump it all together into one syndrome. But more information is needed, obviously. That's like the biggest thing. But we're going to find out it's connected to communications equipment in some way. That's what I'm saying.
I could see that. The only thing that I'm wondering about is because it's happening in so many places. In fact, they said, every continent except Antarctica. I mean, that's crazy. So what is unique to all these different locations? What is the common denominator? And if there is a piece of equipment like you're talking about, all State Department operations has there because maybe it is some kind of defensive, anti-spying equipment or something like that. I could see that. I just think that it's so widespread though that I just don't know. I'll throw this in though because I did want to look at the Chinese, the North Koreans, and the Russians. If it's being done on purpose, who's doing it? Who
are they?
But this is what I got. And so this is really weird. For the Chinese, I got the Three of Cups. Everybody makes the Chinese out to be the big boogeyman. But you've got to realize that their economy is so interconnected with ours. We buy all of our stuff from there. We have a symbiotic relationship going on. It's not China. Are they going to eventually take over the entire world? Probably. But because hey, we aren't the World War II generation anymore. We got the millennials to protect us. All the Chinese got to do is decide, hey, we're dropping a nuke over top of air burst, knock out all of our electronics and power, and everything goes out instantly, and they just take over.
We're helpless.
But see, they're not going to do that because they own all our debt, and we pay them
too.
Yeah, we pay them huge amounts of money. So the next thing is North Korea. So North Korea, I got the Page of Swords. Boy, would they love to be doing this. But no, it's not North Korea. Because they can't. They do not have the infrastructure. They don't have the money. They don't have the spy network. They don't have the scientists and the development of, these kind of space age, whether it's sound or directed energy. No, ain't happening. So that leaves the Russians, right? I got the star card. The star card.
And they wish.
for the Russians, it's a similar thing. Despite all the strife, there's still a kind of harmonious thing. Not as much as with the Chinese, but there's still something going on there. I mean, they would love to be doing this, but no, it's not the Russians either.
Yeah, they probably love the idea that we think it's them.
Yes. But so that brings it back to two possibilities. One, it's not a state actor, so we're doing it to ourselves. or there's still someone else doing it. Okay, so let's look at that for a second. We're doing it to ourselves is your explanation, which really is like the leading one in my mind right now, that there's something that exists in all of these places that we use communications-wise or potentially defensive that's doing this. There is one other possibility that is, and it goes back to Russia, but it's not Russia the state. It's you know how we've had all of the craziness with the Russian hackers, cyber attacks? Yeah. What if the Russian cyber mafia, you know,
basically,
is hacking in to these same devices that you're talking about, and you know, making them do this output that is affecting people? Is that a possibility? Interesting. So that's another one there, you know. And with that one, if I pull cards on it, I get the Fool, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Six of Pentacles saying yes, the Queen of Coins, and the King of Swords saying no. So again, it's a possibility. It, you know, could go either way. You know, I'm not getting a strong yes or no on that either. Carol, you're not very helpful today.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do like your idea though.
Yeah, I think at least we have an idea that it's like something that, you know, it's not some nefarious brand new weapon. Nobody.
That's what I was going to say.
It knows. We know that it's something that we already have around us. You know, something that these people, like, you know, have around them. And I think they need to go back and, you know, examine these locations and not looking for spies necessarily, but really looking at like what the infrastructure is around. You know, what kind of, you know, are there embassies? Are there, you know, any, you know, intelligence asset buildings that would need to have some sort of surveillance protection, you know, and would use like, you know, secure comms, that kind of thing, you know. Are all these diplomats, you know, did they all get the same LG phone, you know? I mean, something like that, where it's like there's something common to them all that has to do with communications of some sort. So we got
so
that
I got two
much.
things. I got two things. One is I shouldn't be so harsh on the tarot, because, you know, it did actually show us that it's not a state actor, probably. You know, Russia, China, North Korea. And the second thing is that I'm sure they're looking into all this, and the bad thing is we'll never know. Because they're not going to tell us about top secret stuff like this.
No, they're not. They're not going to tell us, but they'll give us something they think will kind of be acceptable, maybe.
Which probably won't be the truth.
They might.
I mean,
yeah, it won't be any great details. It'll be like my UFO report that came out and told me
that's exactly
nothing.
what popped in my head. Yeah, the UFO thing. It's the first thing that popped in my head. Wow. Oh my. Hey, so we got 6,000 calls on the thing here, and we're already past the top of the hour. Let's try to at least take one more call or two. But I got to tell everybody that's hanging on there, if we don't get to your call today, don't forget you can call in. Mary's going to be on the air tomorrow with Sharona. Yeah. So you can call in tomorrow. Same bat time, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. Same bat channel, 714-816-4628. PsychicTalk.net/live. We'll take you to the chat room. And, you know, I haven't been in the chat room, but no questions in there. Okay. So the caller that's waiting the longest is area code 850. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from? Hi.
Hello.
Hello. Hello, hello. They've been waiting since before the show began.
Wow.
Hello, caller 850. Are you there? Going once, going twice. Okay, we're going to put them back on hold, and we're going to go to area code 919. Hello, are you there, caller?
Hello. I am. Thank you so much for taking the call. My name is Sandra, calling from Georgia.
Hi.
How's it going?
Hi.
Georgia.
Good. Been enjoying the conversation. Definitely.
Oh, great.
It's fun.
Did you want a mini reading, or what do you want to chat about?
I do want a mini reading. I have a question. Actually, it's a one question, but it has different parts to it. I'm moving. Relationship has ended. Moving to a new space. Hopefully scheduled to move next week. At least thinking things are going to be in place. But I'm also ready for a new opportunity in career-wise because I accepted a position that has not panned out the way they promised. They are not delivering on what they had promised. This is just a miserable thing. So I'm wondering, do you see career opportunity change? I'm thinking that my relocation, or not, well, it's just relocating just a few miles up the street, but I'm thinking the move needs to happen first to get me situated. But
okay, well, let's look at like career opportunities. Like, do we see something, coming up that's, that's going to really be better than something that, they promised but didn't provide?
Yeah.
So looking at that, what about career opportunities for you? Ace of Wands is the first thing that comes up. Aces to me indicate opportunities. Look at the Empress card and the High Priestess. So this is an opportunity that, could easily, like, the Empress card is interesting because, it's a maternal energy, nurturing, abundance, all of that. But also I think of, like, when I think of the Empress, I think of like a tree with the roots like spreading out like a whole network. So this is an opportunity that can come from like your network of connections, right? And the High Priestess is interesting because it's often with the High Priestess, it's saying like you already have some awareness of this. You may find this is an opportunity. You may find like just by following your intuition even. You like get a gut feeling about something like, why don't I call so-and-so? Something like that where you get like a hunch, and, as far as time frame wise, I think that this is something that could happen pretty quickly. Seven of Wands comes up here. It could be like in a week. It could be within like the next month and a half. But it's not something that's going to like just drag on forever, like searching for the right opportunity to come your way. And that's what I got. Let's see what Dax gets on this, and maybe he has some more insight.
Great to hear. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh gosh, Mary, I pushed the wrong button.
Hello?
Hello? Are you guys still hearing me?
Yeah, we're still hearing you. Did you?
Oh, okay.
Yes. Did you mute yourself?
You were just you were just really quiet when I was talking, and I was like, "Are they hearing me?" No, because I said, Mary, I pushed the wrong button because I do my 5-card spread here, and I pushed the wrong button, and I got an entire Celtic cross pop up.
Wow.
Oh my God. Okay, so your current situation, the Hanged Man. Yeah, of course. You're in this delay. So take advantage of it. Start thinking outside the box here. The crossing card is the Queen of Cups. You're not using your imagination, your artistic ability, your intuitive insight like you could be,
true.
which is basically what Mary's saying. Yeah.
I can see that because this job is really draining. It's taking every bit of my energy just to make it through the day.
Oh yeah.
God.
I got the 5 of Cups on that, and the 2 of Pentacles in the near past. It's talking about imminent change, and plus it's been a balancing act for you. But in the future, things are looking up with the Justice card showing up in the near future. Okay, so things are going to return to harmony and balance. And your highest possibility here is showing up as the 10 of Swords, which is a complete ending to this situation.
Oh wow!
And a whole new dawning happen.
I could see that. Like I said, the relationship ending, the new move. So it's just like everything happening at once.
It's a whole new chapter for you.
Yeah. I'm ready for it.
And, it ends on the Page of Coins, and that's associated with the Master number 22, the Master Builder number. And so that would relate time-wise, 22 days, 4 weeks, something in that area, which kind of fits into, or does fit into, Mary's time frame there. And it's also indicating the potential of learning something new and doing something completely new kind of thing. And this is where where we started with the Queen of Cups, with tapping into your intuition, but also your imagination and artistic ability, and the Hanged Man, really thinking outside the box here.
I love it. Yeah, that's great. Because I'm looking at this move as to get my peace back, to get myself back grounded. So this just sounds wonderful. Yeah, because it's it might require much love between me and my partner, but it's just time for new peace and new beginnings.
It might require some more education. It doesn't have to be. I'm not talking about going back to school for 6 years or something. But
I want to get a certification. That's fine. I want to get a certification.
It might be
perfect.
But listen. But it might be as simple as going to Udemy.com and taking some courses on some new skills. It could be that simple. It doesn't have to be complicated education-wise.
You don't have to get your doctorate.
I see you doing something different.
Good.
Well, thanks for the call.
Thank you. I appreciate the time and truly enjoyed the conversation. Yeah, I have many opinions on that too, so thank you.
Have a great weekend. Thanks for calling.
Bye-bye.
That was fun.
Yes.
Well,
it was.
We're way over, Mary.
Hey, we're over. It's way over. But it was worth it.
Yeah. And I know you have to do this all over again tomorrow, so we're going to end the show here.
Yeah.
So if we didn't get to your call today, call in tomorrow because Sharona and Mary will both be on. We'll be taking your calls and doing readings tomorrow on Magic Universe. And you guys are going to be telling us how to raise our vibration with crystals.
Yes.
That's going to be fun.
Get the good vibes flowing.
Yep. I'm going to get more coffee and go out on the patio and watch it rain.
Hey, I'm going to take a delicious jacuzzi and just relax.
There you go. I had so much fun. Thanks for joining me.
Yes, thank you. And thanks to all our listeners out there. Whether you listened live or listen later in archive, we wouldn't have a show without you.
Thanks, everyone. Bye, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Bye, everybody. Have a great weekend.
I'll be listening tomorrow. Bye. Bye, Mary.
All right. Bye, Dad.
Good night, John Boy.